This is Prayer One Theologist channel. I'm Dr. Jason W. Morrison, New South Wales, Australia. If you haven't already, please like the videos that you watch, subscribe to the channel, and most of all, leave your comments. Let's start our next teaching. I was just going through the world news, and this came out 20 hours ago from Shaw Local. It says 2022 in review, McHenry County's top crime stories of the year, court supervision, community service for 2 Jehovah Witness elders who failed to report child sexual abuse. A hearing was held for defendants, and let's go to this story. It's down here somewhere. Hearing was held for defendants Colin Scott and Michael Penkava on Thursday, December 16, 2021. So I'm not sure how many people know about this, but I'm going to share it at the Michael J. Sullivan Judicial Centre in Woodstock. This fellow here and this fellow here failed to report to the authorities a sexual offender, a child sexual abuse predator. They failed to report this person. 2 Jehovah Witnesses elders were sentenced in March to 1 year of court supervision. That's pretty lenient, isn't it, considering they're accessories to the fact. 10 hours of community service and $250 in fines. Is that what a young child's life's worth? For failing to report that a congregant was sexually abusing a child. Is that, ladies and gentlemen, is that what a child's life is worth? 1 year of court supervision, 10 hours of community service, and it's not laughable. No wonder there's no fear. And look at the ages of these old coots, wicked old coots. Michael and M. Penkava, 73, and Colin B. Scott, 89, who have served as Jehovah's Witnesses elders for decades. Right, what else do these criminals know? These predators. They're probably predators themselves. I'm going to know. If they're accessories to the fact of child sexual abuse and haven't recorded it or reported it to the police, then they're accessories to the fact they're predators as well, because they're not stopping it. For decades, each were found guilty, March 18, of a Class A criminal misdemeanor charge of violating the Abused and Neglected Child Reporting Act. Penkava testified he believed the advice he received from Jehovah Witnesses World Headquarters in New York in 2006 that he was not required to report to authorities statements about the child being sexually abused to be trustworthy and accurate. Well, I wonder what he would have done if it was his child. What a grub. Rather than reporting the allegations to police that Aruto Hernandez Pedraza, a congregant, was sexually abusing the child, the matter was handled by a judicial committee of 3 elders through prayer and spiritual guidance. How bent and twisted are the Jehovah Witnesses? Why aren't these people being locked up? How much more do they know? How many more of these meetings have been held about child sexual abuse that we'll never know about? It's systemic, deep-rooted problem within this organisation. The girl reported 12 years later to Penkava that the abuse never stopped, and he then took her to the Crystal Lake Police Department. Hernandez Pedraza, 44, was convicted and sentenced to 45 years in prison in 2019. The McHenry County case was watched closely by an investigator from the Pennsylvania Attorney General's office. There's that guy. They're right onto these blokes, who regularly sat in the courtroom during the hearings. The local case played a role in criminal charges filed in October against 4 Jehovah Witnesses. and I covered this story. A.G. Shapiro announces charges against 4 men for sexual abuse of children across Pennsylvania, and I put the video up about this story. There's a video, and Josh Shapiro, man, what a mighty man he is, getting these criminals. Accused of sexually abusing 19 children in their congregations, McHenry County State's Attorney Patrick Keneally said, "Our investigation and prosecution pulled the veil back on the grossly inverted manner in which allegations were handled by the Jehovah's Witnesses, where the interests of not embarrassing the church were elevated over the interests of child victims," Keneally said. And that's the end of the story. But there you go again. 2 more grubs, 2 more criminals involved in sexual abuse inside the Jehovah's Witness church who did not report the criminals. There they are. Let's shame them. Shame. Shame on you. This is Dr. Jason W. Morrison, Theologist, New South Wales, Australia. I thought you might find that interesting. Bye for now.